July 4th at 9:09 p.m. Archangel Michael will reveal what you refuse to see. He always protects you, but he's tired of being ignored. Don't skip this message again. There's a reason you keep feeling unsettled before nightfall. A stirring in your spirit, a trembling in your chest, as if the universe itself is warning you something's near. Not a threat, but a revelation so piercing it shakes silence. Archangel Michael has stood behind you in every shadow, shielding you from betrayals you didn't even see coming. But on July 4th at 9:09 p.m., he is no longer just guarding. He's revealing what you refused to acknowledge for too long. You've ignored whispers in your dreams, drugged off chills, dismissed signs because they felt inconvenient to your plans. But the divine doesn't move according to your comfort. Michael has sounded the alarm in subtle and loud ways, in sudden delays, broken routines, unexplainable instincts. Each was a coded message you chose not to translate. But he's not staying silent anymore. Not this time. He's done waiting for your permission to act. On this sacred date and moment in time, a portal opens. It's not metaphorical. It's energetic, precise and exact. He will tear the veil between what you think is true and what's actually happening behind closed energies. This is a divine intervention disguised as discomfort, and only those who are ready to see will understand. Michael isn't asking for belief, he's demanding awareness. The cost of ignoring this one will be too steep to bear. Type I am chosen to get the blessing 4545. Type I am protected to receive the truth shield 7979. The truth may hurt, but the lie you're living is fatal. You were told someone could be trusted, but they can't. You were taught to wait, to be passive, to pray quietly, but now your prayer must be bold, loud, and grounded. Michael is calling out your name with divine thunder. His sword is not only to protect, it's to sever deceit. The timeline is closing. 9:09 p.m. is not symbolic. It's the moment your spirit will either rise or regress. So many have ignored his signs and suffered for it. But you still have a chance to respond in time. You must be willing to see what you once buried. You must let go of illusions masquerading as peace. Michael doesn't come with warnings unless it's urgent. He's not a gentle whisper tonight. He's divine fire. Don't sleepwalk into another betrayal of your purpose. Stand up. Look up. Your name is written in the light. Type I am rising to get blessing 5678. Type I am ready to unlock the revelation 3636. The wind may feel still, but don't mistake stillness for peace. Tonight, the quiet is only a prelude to revelation's roar. Archangel Michael has moved from guarding to exposing. He no longer shields you from what you must finally face. On July 4th at 9:09 p.m., he shifts dimensions to act. He will pull back the curtain from someone in your life, someone wearing light while casting shadows behind you. You'll no longer be allowed to pretend you don't feel it. Every odd delay, every missed call, every tension spike, they weren't just coincidences. They were coded warnings. Michael was arranging divine discomfort to wake you up. You prayed for clarity, but then resisted what clarity revealed. You cried for truth, yet ran when the truth shattered illusions. And now, time bends for your awakening. He will be ignored. He's showing up for you like a tidal wave of divine force. You either rise with him or get swept into hidden ruin. Here's a specific conversation you replay in your mind. The words didn't sound wrong, but the energy was off. It was coated in charm but void of spiritual authenticity. Michael was present, observing, waiting for your courage. You held your tongue, but your spirit screamed no. And now that moment becomes the turning key. Watch it. The truth will flash in that very memory like lightning. You'll see their mask melt at exactly 9:09 p.m. Type I'm chosen to receive the flame of truth 4545. Type I am awakened to gain the shield of sight 2828. Don't underestimate how much power you've given them. They've whispered about you behind your back. They've studied your wounds and pressed into them. But Michael has had enough of watching in silence. He's drawing a divine line that cannot be crossed again. You're not being broken. You're being broken open. It's time to confront what you denied in the name of love. Because that love was never rooted in holy soil. This night is not about punishment. It's about clarity. You have begged to be free from emotional confusion. But to be free, you must see what enslaved you first. You can't fight what you keep excusing as harmless. Michael is forcing you to discern spirit from disguise. Some people weren't sent to love you. They were tests. They reflected your fears so you could finally kill them. And now, at 9:09 p.m., your test becomes testimony. Type I am free to get the blessing 3636. Type I am rising to unlock power number 7474. Watch the strange shift in someone's tone that night. Watch the truth fall from their lips by accident. Watch the glitch in their energy field as masks crack. Michael is not being subtle with you anymore. You will release a dream before that hour is a final clue. It may be symbolic, but you will feel its thunder in your chest. You'll wake up with eyes that can no longer unsee. You'll speak words you thought you were too afraid to say. And when you do, your entire path will unlock again. The delays will end. The resistance will bow down. Because God has waited long enough for your yes. And Archangel Michael has held the line until now. But no more protection from your own denial. This is divine mercy disguised as deception. You didn't lose your way, you were waiting to be brave. Now courage is rising through your very DNA. Type I am ready to claim clarity blessing 1212. Type I am chosen to receive sword light 8787. Your spiritual instincts are not overreactions. They are alarms. You were not being paranoid. You were being prepared. Every time your gut twisted around certain people's words, it wasn't drama. It was discernment planted by heaven. Archangel Michael amplified those inner tremors for a reason. He was speaking through your nervous system, not just dreams. But too often, you traded intuition for comfort or approval. Now that trade ends. Now, your soul reclaims its authority. This moment is not just a cosmic appointment. It's a trial. Michael brings both sword and scroll, justice and truth. The sword will sever what you refuse to let go of. The scroll will reveal what was hidden in plain sight. This is the spiritual surgery you asked for in tears. It's messy, yes, but necessary. Nothing fake survives this. The illusion will die at 9:09 p.m. and peace will rise. Because peace only lives in truth, not in performance. That one connection you've been unsure about, watch it. Not with fear, but with sharpened spiritual awareness. Michael will expose the power imbalance, the manipulation, the small ways they silenced you and made you shrink. You weren't just imagining being drained. Energy theft is real. You weren't just overthinking. Your spirit was suffocating. And Michael will not let that continue 1 minute longer. This is your divine extraction from entanglement. Type I am rising to unlock the blessing 2828. Type I am free to gain the light of truth 9999. When the clock strikes the divine moment, three things unfold. a voice will crack with guilt, a message will arrive late, and something you lost will suddenly come into view. These are not coincidences. They are coded confirmations. Michael uses the elements to whisper: fire, wind, and silence. So don't just look with eyes. Listen with your vibration. Your body will know before your mind can rationalize. Your soul will vibrate when Michael walks into the room. This is not a scare tactic. This is sacred timing. What has been done in shadows must now be seen. You've grown too powerful to stay in energetic prisons, too wise to be manipulated by charm without integrity. Michael has watched you compromise your inner knowing. He saw you write reality to preserve fake peace. But now, the Lion of God roars through your spirit. He will not let you shrink into silence ever again. Type I am chosen to receive truth armor 6363. Type I am awakened to break false soul ties 7878. Remember the dream that startled you 3 nights ago. It wasn't just symbolic, it was prophetic instruction. The setting, the faces, the words, they all connect now. The dream was a dress rehearsal for July 4th. Michael placed the script in your sleep for easy recall, but he knew your waking mind would still resist clarity. That's why he's showing up in the physical dimension too. Not just in dreams, but in time, sound, and vibration. On that night, don't be distracted by noise or events. Don't drown in fireworks while your soul explodes in truth. At 9:09 p.m., find silence. Find stillness. Be alert. You are being summoned into spiritual maturity. The veil will lift in a flash and close just as fast. You must be ready to see without denial or delay. Michael doesn't beg, he commands with divine precision. When he reveals it, receive it. No more excuses. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for regular prophetic guidance, deep spiritual insight, and powerful words that keep you aligned with heaven's rhythm. Type I am prepared to enter divine timing 4747. Type I am willing to walk into your next level 5656. You have been walking through a battlefield wearing blindfolds, smiling through sabotage, praying with your guard down. But Michael has seen what you refused to see, repeatedly. He counted every time you trusted a smile hiding enemy. He witnessed how your spirit curled inward in confusion. Your light was too pure, too loud. It disturbed their masks. So they gaslit your gifts, questioned your discernment. But no more. The reckoning comes swiftly at 9:09 p.m. This is the final hour of spiritual leniency, not cruelty. God's mercy gives you warnings, but not forever. Michael isn't angry. He's disappointed you delayed truth. But disappointment won't stop the divine from moving. He's giving you one last window to wake and rise. Because what you've ignored is about to harm you. Not physically, but energetically and spiritually. The damage comes in silent agreements and passive decay. Someone you've let close has weaponized your vulnerability. They took what you shared in weakness and used it in secret. Michael saw how they smiled to your face, curse behind. He's exposing double tongues, false loyalty, hidden envy. The moment you hear your name in their lie, you'll freeze. But don't. Recognize the reveal for what it is. Deliverance. Not everything revealed is meant to destroy you. Sometimes the truth just wants to free you. Type I am protected to activate the blessing 3636. Type I am rising to unlock angelic fire 8282. You keep asking why your prayers aren't breaking through. It's because you're still yoked to deception in disguise. How can the heavens release destiny when you're tied to decay? Michael knows this, and that's why he's intervening. He's cutting cords that your emotions kept reconnecting. He's silencing voices that your heart kept excusing. He's burning bridges that your soul begged to keep. Because your future demands your loyalty now, not theirs. At 9:09 p.m., your spirit will receive 3 divine signs. A familiar sound will echo with eerie distortion. A technology glitch will interrupt your usual rhythm. And a forgotten memory will flash in vivid detail. Each of these is Michael speaking through time and light. He doesn't just show you truth, he confirms it thrice. You've asked, how will I know? He says, watch. Truth doesn't whisper anymore. It knocks and breaks in. Type I am aligned to gain blessing wave 4747. Type I am clear to dissolve fog of illusion 7777. The reason this feels heavy is because you're breaking chains. Chains you mistook of relationships. Chains called routine. Michael doesn't destroy your comfort. He redefines it. He is rebuilding your safety from spirit, not sentiment. This night will not be gentle, it will be exact. The truth he shows you will sting, but only for a moment. And in its place will rise spiritual confidence like steel. You will no longer second-guess your soul's language. This confrontation is spiritual, not emotional, not petty. It's not about proving who's right. It's about cleansing. What's coming at 9:09 p.m. is sacred interruption. A divine reset that releases your delayed breakthroughs. The things you thought were blocked were only paused. Paused until your vision cleared, until deception left. Michael doesn't need your agreement, only your awareness. Once you see, you cannot unsee. That is your weapon now. Type I am awake to receive the sword of truth 9898. Type I am fearless to walk into alignment 1212. You may feel a heaviness building in your chest right now. That isn't fear, it's divine anticipation preparing your spirit. Michael is not coming to crush you. He's coming to cut cords. Cords that kept you bound in emotional slavery for too long. You've known it wasn't right, but you hoped it would change. You silenced your knowing because you feared being alone. But the truth is, you've never been alone, not for a moment. Michael has been standing behind you, blade ready, heart torn. He has waited with you, cried with you, warred for you. You don't know how many attacks he intercepted quietly. How many things should have broken you but didn't touch you. Still, he wasn't sent to be your crutch. He was sent as clarity. And now clarity won't be postponed. Comfort be damned. Michael is bringing righteous confrontation, not chaos. Because anything built on deception will collapse anyway. Better you see it fall now than be buried in its ruins later. At 9:09 p.m., truth will speak in a voice you can't ignore. Even if it sounds ordinary, even if it seems minor. Listen. The tone will shift, the air will still, and your chest will burn. That is your cue. That is heaven saying, this is it. Don't dismiss it. Don't question it. Don't soften the impact. Let it hit. Let it open what was sealed by self-denial. Let it sting so it can sterilize what's been infected too long. This is your holy undoing. It is also your liberation. Type I am chosen to activate the firelight 3434. Type I am watching to receive truth mirror 2929. Think of all the times you said, I feel something's off. You weren't wrong. Your sensitivity was a divine tool. You were never too emotional, you were accurate. But the world teaches you to dismiss intuition as drama. Michael says otherwise. He honors the whispers you feel. He speaks through gut pulls, skin chills, sacred silence. Now he's saying, stop dimming what I empowered. Your knowing is not just valid, it's spiritually strategic. Someone close has been harvesting your light to shine. They praised you just enough to keep you around, but withheld true love to make you feel lesser. Michael is exposing that imbalance in vivid detail. They won't be able to keep pretending at 9:09 p.m. Truth will spill from their energy like oil on fire. You'll finally understand the exhaustion you carried. It wasn't yours, it was theirs, and you absorbed it. Type I am clean to burn away toxic residue 4747. Type I am holy to wear the crown of discernment 3838. You may be tempted to react, but resist it. Your job isn't revenge, it's recognition. This isn't about proving someone wrong. It's about finally living as if you are right. Michael isn't removing people to hurt you. He's removing illusion so you can breathe again. And when the false falls, the real will rise quickly. Space will be made for those who love in light. This night is sacred not because of fireworks, but fire. The inner fire of truth, clearing, divine confrontation. It will crack open timelines you've delayed entering. It will shift atmospheres not just in your life, but beyond. This revelation isn't small, it's generational. You're not just healing your life, but your bloodline. Michael is a warrior of legacy, not convenience. And your legacy must start from a clean, truthful foundation. Type I am rising to break every ancient tie 5678. Type I am chosen to seal heaven's approval 9999. You felt the build-up for days, maybe even weeks. A strange weight on your shoulders, an uneasiness in your sleep. You thought it was stress, but your soul knows better. It's spiritual positioning, your body preparing for truth's arrival. Michael doesn't come with whispers when the time is urgent. He arrives with divine disruption and unmistakable fire. Because the lie you're living in can no longer serve you, and the blessing you've delayed can no longer wait. That's why your mood has been shifting without reason. Why certain names make your stomach twist with unease. Why conversations you once tolerated now feel unbearable. Michael is shifting your frequency so truth can find you. He's heightening your senses, realigning your vibration. Because what's coming at 9:09 p.m. must be felt, not just seen. It's not logic that will confirm the truth, it's spirit. And your spirit has already started the awakening process. You were never called to blend into a false harmony. You were called to disrupt deception by standing in truth. That's why people who once celebrated you now shrink back. Your elevation exposes their shadows, and they resent it. They may never say it, but their energy will betray them. And Michael will amplify that betrayal in your awareness. So pay attention to tone, silence, and sudden withdrawal. The truth doesn't always arrive in words, it arrives in absence. Type I am aligned to seal divine perception 3636. Type I am aware to receive the flame of clarity 9898. The night of July 4th is not a celebration, it is a separation. Not from joy, but from the false joy that comes with pretending. You've outgrown people who only like the version of you that stayed small, agreeable, and easy to manipulate. Michael is now removing access, permanently. This isn't a warning, it's a rescue, a sacred severing. You will notice a divine detachment as the hour nears. Not because you're cold, but because you're finally clear. There's someone you keep explaining yourself to, trying to prove your heart, your vision, your intentions. But they are spiritually unequipped to understand you. Michael is showing you that explanation isn't needed. You are not meant to convince. You are meant to be. Be powerful, be clear, be aligned with divine authority. You've apologized for your insight for the last time. And now you rise unapologetically sacred. Type I am sacred to unlock your spirit's crown 1212. Type I am enough to gain divine confidence 4747. The signs are already appearing. Look around. Old conversations feel hollow. People seem distant. Technology around you glitches at exact moments. Dreams are more vivid, more symbolic, more direct. This is not your imagination. It's spiritual confirmation. You're not losing your mind. You're gaining your vision. Michael is realigning you with your original divine frequency. That frequency rejects anything built on lies. And when that moment arrives, 9:09 p.m. sharp, the split will occur in the unseen realms first. It may feel like a wave, a wind, or a warm pulse. Whatever form it takes, you will know it's him. And once the truth lands in your spirit, do not retreat. Speak it, walk in it, stand by it, even if you tremble. Because this is your moment of authority reclaimed. Heaven won't wait for your comfort to deliver your crown. Type I am rising to claim your royal timeline 5678. Type I am chosen to seal the angelic intervention 7777. You were born with a spiritual radar, but life taught you to mute it. Every betrayal numbed your faith. Every disappointment silenced you. But Archangel Michael remembers who you were before the pain. Before you tolerated dishonor in the name of love or loyalty. He's not just waking you up. He's calling you back to origin. Back to your birthright of bold discernment and radiant vision. This isn't about turning cold. It's about turning conscious. You're not being ardent, you're being holy. At 9:09 p.m., the heavens will realign the veil in your favor. You won't just sense deception, you will see it with precision. It may appear in a gesture, a glance, or a misplaced word. It will not be loud, but it will hit your core with certainty. Michael isn't revealing to hurt you. He's revealing to crown you. Because false connections must fall before real ones enter. He will not allow manipulation to sit beside your mission. He's clearing space by severing the subtle cords of confusion. And yes, it will sting. Because you did love them. You believed in their goodness even when it dimmed yours. But that belief became a prison wrapped in hope. Hope not anchored in reality is just a delay in pain. Michael is anchoring you now, not in people, but in truth. And the truth is, they never saw your worth, only your use. But heaven always saw your anointing, always marked you. This pain isn't punishment, it's positioning. Type I'm ready to unlock the shift of truth 3434. Type I'm chosen to seal divine protection 2929. You will be tempted to cling, to reason, to forgive prematurely. But Michael says, not this time, not this cycle again. This is not about kindness, it's about kingdom alignment. You cannot carry emotional liabilities into spiritual legacy. Heaven doesn't bless what keeps breaking you in silence. It blesses what strengthens your light without demanding your dimming. This is your awakening into sacred standards, not human approval. Michael is teaching you the language of holy boundaries. You were sent here for more than survival. You were sent to shift atmospheres. You can't do that while staying bonded to those who benefit from your blindness. You are meant to lead, not linger behind false loyalty. At 9:09 p.m., a voice will crack, not yours, theirs. A slip of truth will spill from lips that once lied smoothly. You won't need confirmation. Your body will feel the break. And when that happens, don't flinch. Witness it. You're watching God's justice unfold in real time. Type I am awake to seal the justice flow 4747. Type I am strong to embody divine correction 1212. Michael has waited long enough for your courage to catch up. The sword is drawn. The line is marked. The moment is near. This is not just revelation. It's release. Release from spiritual fatigue disguised as love. Release from patterns that feel like home but poison your peace. Release from the habit of explaining your spirit to small minds. You don't owe anyone understanding after the reveal. You owe yourself obedience to truth. This night will echo across timelines. Your decision at 9:09 p.m. will shift years of delay. This is not metaphor. This is divine transaction. Michael is both witness and executor of justice. And if you let go, truly let go, watch what replaces it. Watch favor flood in like water released from a dam. Watch your sleep shift, your clarity sharpen, your joy restore. Because that's what obedience to truth does. It resurrects. Type I am chosen to command divine favor 9999. Type I am rising to lock into destiny 5678. Here is a sound the soul makes when it finally releases a lie. It's not a scream, not a sob, but a silent crack deep within. A crack that allows the light of truth to flood what's been hidden. And on July 4th at 9:09 p.m., that sound will rise from your spirit. Not because you're braiding, but because you're being broken open. Michael is not asking for your consent to do this work anymore. You've asked for transformation. This is how it begins. With clarity that hurts before it heals, with truth that burns clean. Heaven doesn't play in gray areas, only light or shadow. And though you've tried to live in the in-between, it's over now. Michael's sword cuts through spiritual fog like lightning. There will be no mistaking who is for you and who is not. Someone close will reveal themselves without even knowing it. A slip of truth, a delayed reaction, a misaligned smile. These will be the cracks in the mirror that show the real reflection. And once you see it, you can't go back to pretending. You've already noticed the subtle shift, haven't you? The awkward pauses, the shallow encouragement. How your wins get a congrats but never true joy. How your ideas are questioned instead of honored. That isn't support. It's competition dressed in care. Michael is not just revealing betrayal but jealousy. And jealousy is the silent killer of divine connections. That's why he's cutting it out, before it poisons more. Type I am ready to activate the truth flame 3636. Type I am chosen to ignite spirit protection 8989. You were not wrong to believe in them, you were loyal. But your loyalty must now return to God, to truth, to self. Your anointing cannot be shared with those who envy it. Your peace cannot be built on the shaky ground of half-truths. At 9:09 p.m., the line will be drawn between genuine and false. And even if no one speaks a word, your soul will know. Because Michael doesn't need sound to reveal. He needs light. And light will explode through everything that was veiled. This is what you were sensing weeks ago in your chest. It's something's coming feeling. the tightness in the air, the restless dreams, the misplaced items, the tension. It was the spiritual battlefield assembling around you. And Michael, heaven's fiercest general, took position, not to shield you anymore, but to shake the truth loose. He is removing every blindfold and pulling back every curtain. You prayed for vision. Now it arrives. Type I am awakening to rise in holy clarity 1212. Type I am fearless to walk the fire path 4747. You are about to become unrecognizable to the past. Because when truth is accepted, transformation begins. You'll speak less, sense more. You'll move with intention. You'll stop explaining your value and start embodying it. Michael is awakening a version of you that's been asleep. And this version doesn't tolerate what once drained it. You'll stop chasing love that's earned and walk in love that's given. Because real love doesn't require blindness. It thrives in clarity. Don't be surprised if people withdraw after the reveal. That's the echo of exposed energy running for cover. Don't chase. Don't explain. Don't soften the truth. Let what fall to fall. Let what's revealed remain exposed. You are not meant to stitch closed what heaven tore open. Michael did not bring the sword to start conflict, but to end the lie that was stealing your peace in secret. You are not being punished. You are being purified. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating via PayPal using the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for regular prophetic guidance, deep spiritual insight, and powerful words that keep you aligned with heaven's rhythm. Type I'm refined to step into holy strength 7676. Type I am rising to secure divine restoration 5678. You are not imagining the silence. It has meaning. When people grow quiet as you rise, pay attention. The spirit within them is reacting to the light in you. It's not always hatred. It's exposure, uneasiness. Because when divine truth enters a room, shadows shift. Michael's presence carries weight that demands alignment. That's why they've grown distant, inconsistent, uneasy. Your transformation is unsettling spirit you can't see. This is why you couldn't explain what's been feeling off. Why conversations feel like puzzles that don't fit anymore. Why certain names now trigger tension instead of warmth. Your spirit is becoming too elevated for shallow energies. Michael is upgrading your frequency, one truth at a time. He's not just revealing others, he's refining you. That's why the reveal on July 4th at 9:09 p.m. isn't external only. It's internal. It's an identity revelation, a holy reset. Heaven has marked this moment not as an event, but as an encounter, a sacred inflection in your story. And with it comes a demand, alignment or delay. No more lukewarm partnerships. No more forced loyalty. Michael will not allow what's false to walk into your future. So when the truth comes, let it pierce. Let it break. Let it leave behind only what honors your calling. You didn't come this far to carry counterfeit peace forward. Type I'm awakened to finalize divine separation 3636. Type I am chosen to claim heaven's sharp clarity 8787. Don't mistake people leaving as failure. It's freedom. Every person who exits after the truth was blocking favor. They weren't just draining your energy, they were stealing access. spiritual access that God reserved for your right alignment. Michael removes with precision, never randomness. So when people fall away after the 909 reveal, thank heaven for cleaning what you had no strength to confront. You were protected even while still attached. That's the mercy of divine guardianship. You were shielded while you still made excuses. But now excuses won't be enough to keep anything hidden. Michael is turning the lights on in every dimension. What's spoken, what's thought, what's felt, it's all coming out. Because you must walk into your destiny undivided. A divided heart cannot host divine purpose. Truth must be the only foundation you build on now. Type I am true to align with spiritual foundation 4747. Type I am fearless to accept divine replacement 2929. When the shift happens, your body may respond first. Your stomach may churn. Your chest may tighten. That is not fear. It's the truth entering your nervous system. Michael is confirming what you always knew deep down. And when it clicks, don't delay. Don't rationalize it away. Because the blessing being released is tied to obedience. Not perfection. Obedience. Even if it's uncomfortable. Especially when it's uncomfortable. This is how destiny begins. Not with applause, but with removal. With divine subtraction. With standing in the fire of truth while others fall back. That fire won't burn you. It will baptize you. Into clarity, into calling, into consecrated confidence. Michael doesn't just protect, he promotes through exposure. And this exposure is heaven's way of saying, now is the time. Not next month. Not when you feel ready. Now. Type I am anointed to walk into your hour 1212. Type I am rising to receive the release 5678. The spiritual shift you're walking into demands bold decisions. Not decisions based on comfort or history, but clarity. Michael is not interested in who's been there the longest. He's interested in who aligns with your assignment now. You've outgrown certain circles spiritually, even if not socially. And now heaven is requiring you to act like it. Because what you accept in this hour becomes your next season. And there is no room for recycled betrayal where you're going. You may still feel torn between what you know and what you hoped. You hope they would grow with you. You hope they'd change. You hope their smile meant safety, their touch meant truth. But Michael is showing you that hope without evidence is delay. Your next chapter is not waiting for anyone to catch up. And at 9:09 p.m., heaven moves whether you're ready or not. This is the mercy of divine push. It won't let you stay stuck. Even if leaving comfort means stepping through fire. Michael does not reveal for drama, he reveals for direction. He knows how much time you've already lost in confusion. He knows how long you've battled self-doubt in silence. Now he's silencing the source of that confusion for good. He's pulling you into a frequency where only truth lives. Where manipulation cannot breathe, and envy cannot thrive. That's why this moment feels so intense. It's sacred warfare. You are not just shifting relationships, you are shifting realms. Type I am aligned to enter the sacred realm 3636. Type I am rising to receive truth's armor 4545. Don't expect everyone to understand your sudden clarity. Some will say you changed. Some will guilt you with silence. Others will test your boundaries as if they were suggestions. But Michael stands behind you now, backing every no. Heaven is more interested in your obedience than popularity. You're not being harsh, you're being holy. Set apart. And when you're set apart, access becomes restricted. Not to punish, but to preserve. At 9:09 p.m., you may feel the atmosphere change. A chill, a stillness, a flicker of intuition bursting wide open. That's your confirmation. Michael is entering the room. Not physically, but energetically, spiritually, authority intact. And when that moment comes, you will know what to release. It may be a conversation, a person, a mindset, or a plan. Whatever it is, you'll feel it loosen like a cord snapped clean. That's not loss. It's the echo of liberation. Type I am chosen to walk in divine detachment 4747. Type I am free to secure your release 7676. There is no more time for confusion disguised as kindness. No more space for one-sided love masked as loyalty. Michael is removing anything that keeps you in delay, because there are assignments waiting for your clarity. Connections ordained by heaven waiting for your yes. But your yes can't echo until your no is clear. That's what this reveal is about. Clarity, not cruelty. Revelation, not revenge. Redemption, not resentment. Let it all fall. Let truth rise. Let peace begin where performance ends. Michael does not visit in vain. This is your holy interruption. And once the truth arrives, it will not leave you the same. You'll breathe differently, woo differently, speak differently, because divine exposure always brings elevation. Heaven doesn't just uncover, it upgrades. But upgrades require letting go of what once felt safe. And now that safety is your greatest danger, type I am awakened to confirm your elevation 9999. Type I am chosen to complete this divine transaction 5678. You felt the unraveling, strand by spiritual strand. It didn't come all at once, but in subtle divine nudges. A subtle lack of peace, a shift in energy, a deep pause. Those weren't coincidences, they were celestial clues. Michael never acts without first warning your intuition. Every inner no, every sleepless night was preparation. Because when the clock strikes 9:09 p.m., there will be no delay. The exposure won't be optional. It will be divine command. What's been tolerated will be terminated. What's been hidden, revealed. Michael isn't showing you their truth to shame them. He's showing you their truth to set you free. You prayed for alignment, and now it's arriving in fire. That fire isn't coming to consume you. It's coming to refine. Heaven has heard your tears, your confusion, your longing. But longing cannot lead anymore. Truth must take its place, and the truth will arrive like lightning inside your spirit. Don't expect it to feel logical. Expect it to feel clear. Michael doesn't need details. He brings divine knowing. You may not get an apology or confession. You may not hear a word from their mouth, but your spirit will testify to the exposure. And when it does, trust it. Don't shrink. Don't delay. The moment of recognition is your moment of release. When you see it, leave it. When it's revealed, believe it. Type I am rising to receive fire at confirmation 3636. Type I am fearless to sever deception completely 2323. This next version of you requires spiritual sharpness. No more blurred lines between loyalty and bondage. No more performing peace to avoid confrontation. Michael is giving you the sword. Use it wisely. It's not for violence, it's for vision. To cut away what is not assigned, not aligned, not divine. Heaven will not honor agreements made with your wounds. Only the ones birthed from clarity, healing, and purpose. Some will call you cold after this shift. Let them. They do not understand what it costs to stay silent. They do not see the warfare behind your discernment. Let them label what they don't have the capacity to hold. Your peace is not for their convenience. It's your birthright. Michael is not asking you to defend this shift, just to honor it. And honoring it means choosing alignment over attachment. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Type I am whole to walk in sacred self-trust 4747. Type I am light to activate the truth path 5656. This is the moment where everything begins to reorder. Spiritual fog will lift. Energy will return. Vision will sharpen. But only if you accept the full truth without flinching. The ones who walked with you before may not walk now. Not because they are evil, but because they are expired. Michael is not removing people out of cruelty. He's preserving your capacity for purpose. You can't carry both calling and compromise into your future. And when the exposure lands, you'll feel the final fracture. Not external, but in your spirit. A holy crack of release. It's the sound of a cycle ending, a soul uncaging. You will not cry the same tears after 9:09 p.m. Not because life got easier, but because vision returned. Clarity ends confusion, even if it starts with heartbreak. Michael will hold space for your grief, but not your delay. Because what's next is waiting at the edge of your obedience. Type I am ready to complete this sacred shift 1212. Type I am chosen to enter divine momentum 5678. The closer you move toward revelation, the more resistance you'll feel. Not because you're wrong, but because you're almost free. The final grip of deception fights hardest right before it breaks. That's why you've been feeling spiritual pressure increase. Sudden tension. Emotional overwhelm. People acting strange. These are not attacks. They are contractions. A birth is near. Michael stands at the threshold, sword drawn, portal open. The exposure at 9:09 p.m. isn't coming, it's arriving. Heaven is not subtle about this moment. It's not symbolic. This is divine precision, an appointment with your awakening. You'll know it by the atmosphere, by the shift in time. The lights may flicker. The room may feel heavy than light. Your heart may race without warning, not in fear, but readiness. That's Michael preparing your body to receive what your soul already knows. This isn't your imagination. It's your anointing stirring. And when it stirs, everything false must fall. You will not need to explain why you're letting go. Michael will explain by revealing what was hidden. You will not need to argue or defend your choices. Heaven will speak on your behalf through events and energy. There will be no confusion when it happens, just confirmation. And that confirmation will become your courage. You won't hesitate. You won't flinch. You won't delay. Because what breaks open in that hour will break you free. Type I am ready to receive your breakthrough seal 3636. Type I am rising to finalize your soul's upgrade 2424. Everything in you that still longs for old patterns will be tested. Your compassion may plead with you to stay quiet. Your heart may ask for one more chance, one more try. But Michael says no. This is not about punishment. This is about purpose, and purpose cannot wait any longer. You've been spiritually overdue for too long already. Delay has cost you clarity. Tolerating has cost you time. Now alignment demands everything unnecessary be removed. You'll notice things feel lighter, but also unfamiliar. That's what happens when old energy dies. You may miss the noise at first, the distraction, the cycle. But peace will replace it like clean air in a cluttered room. Your nervous system will settle. Your mind will clear. That's how you will know it was the right decision. Because truth doesn't bring chaos, it brings calm. Even when the calm feels like loss, it's still divine. Type I am chosen to solidify this transformation 4747. Type I am clear to luck in spiritual protection 5656. This is the cleansing you didn't know you were praying for. The one that answers every question you were afraid to ask. Why did they pull away? Why did the energy shift? Why did everything that once fit now feel suffocating? Because God never lets light stay comfortable in the dark. And you, chosen one, were never meant to stay hidden. Michael's assignment over you is not casual. It's generational. He's not just exposing for your sake, but for your bloodline's future. Let this final stripping come without resistance. Let what was never real fall apart with ease. You are not breaking. You are being rebuilt. At 9:09 p.m., the dust will settle and you will rise new. Not confused, not heavy, not fragmented, but whole. Michael isn't leaving anything untouched that needs to go. This is divine renovation, not destruction. He's removing everything blocking the blessing from flowing. Type I am restored to receive heaven's renewal 1212. Type I am ready to walk in prophetic fulfillment 5678. You've reached the edge of the spiritual threshold. What comes next will not resemble what came before. Michael has led you through exposure, through refinement, and now you stand at the cliff of divine transition. This is the final preparation before full elevation begins. Because exposure without response is disobedience. And this final moment, 9:09 p.m. on July 4th, is your divine cue to not only see, but to act. You've seen the signs. You felt the shift. Now heaven is asking, will you move in obedience? Not partial, not hesitant, not delayed. Complete obedience. You don't need more confirmation. You need alignment. Michael didn't reveal the hidden just to satisfy curiosity. He revealed it so your spirit could break covenant with deception. Because as long as your agreement remains, the cycle lives. And tonight is the night cycles must die for legacy to live. This is more than a personal shift. It's prophetic. Every step you take in truth alters timelines beyond you. Your children, your future partnerships, your assignments, they are all waiting for this door to be shut and sealed. Michael has held this line long enough for you to decide. He will not force your hand, but he will not wait forever. You have authority, and heaven respects your voice. Use it now. Speak release. Claim freedom. Declare yes. Type I am surrendered to seal heaven's command 3636. Type I am rising to activate generational reversal 9898. Some will misunderstand your silence after this moment. Let them. Silence is holy when spoken in clarity. You don't owe explanations to what has been exposed. You don't need to justify a choice born from revelation. Michael is clearing the air not for debate but for destiny. And silence will become your loudest boundary. Not from fear but from divine focus. Because focus is the currency of fulfillment. You are no longer emotionally available for distraction. No longer spiritually compatible with deception. Michael's sword didn't just cut others away, it cut you loose. From your own attachments, guilt, and programmed delays. And now, for the first time in years, you can feel yourself again. That soft, powerful, radiant part of you that never left, just waited beneath the weight of everyone else's expectations. Now she rises. Now you rise. Type I am light to walk fully in your holy identity 4747. Type I am chosen to finish the cycle of delay 5678. You may wake up tomorrow and feel like you're floating. That's normal. That's spiritual recalibration. The shedding of old weight will feel unfamiliar at first, but then peace will settle in like sunlight on new skin. You'll hear clearer, walk bolder, speak with sacred edge. Because now, you are finally moving in full truth. And where truth lives, favor multiplies without resistance. Michael will go before you now, not as a guard, but a guide. This is the reward of obedience, momentum, clarity, peace. Not earned by perfection, but by surrender. Not maintained by force, but by alignment. You've completed what many avoid out of fear. You've chosen revelation over routine, truth over tradition. And now the heavens open wide, not for performance, but for presence. Michael stays close to those who stay clear. Type I am awakened to enter divine rhythm 1212. Type I am fulfilled to receive completion blessing 3636. Now that the veil has been lifted, you must guard your clarity. This truth wasn't given for a moment, it was given for momentum. Michael didn't bring revelation just to set you free, he brought it to keep you from ever returning to captivity. Because cycles don't die with knowledge alone, they die with discipline. And now your discipline will protect what your vision has revealed. The enemy doesn't fight revelation, he fights retention. He waits for the moment you question what you know. But this time, you won't fold under the weight of familiar doubt. You've seen too much. You've heard heaven too clearly. You felt the shift in your bones, your sleep, your silence. At 9:09 p.m., your old agreement shattered like glass, and what rose from that brokenness was something sacred. A version of you that doesn't ask for validation, only confirmation. A version that doesn't perform to be love, just walks in love. Michael is not just guarding this version, he's walking beside it. You may notice emotional echoes in the coming days, and tug to text them. A memory wrapped in soft sorrow. Don't fall for it. The soul sometimes mourns what was false. That mourning doesn't mean you made the wrong choice. It just means the spirit is cleaning out residual attachments. Let it rise. Let it move. Let it pass. And move forward. Because healing doesn't mean you revisit the wound. It means you finally stop asking it to explain itself. Type I am healed to luck in emotional wholeness 3636. Type I am grounded to seal your release 7878. You are now carrying a frequency that can't be faked. A divine clarity that will start repelling what once attracted you. You'll notice your space getting quieter, your circle tighter. This is heaven reducing your access to increase your anointing. Don't panic in the pruning. It's the preparation for your platform. Michael knows the weight of your future, so he's shaping your present. And part of that shaping is stillness. Stillness that speaks. Let silence become your sanctuary. Let discernment become your sword. You are not meant to explain this new version of you. You are meant to embody it, fully, freely, and fearlessly. The old you needed closure. The awakened you needs direction. So follow the path that feels peaceful, not popular. Speak when spirit says speak. Move when fire ignites. Michael is orchestrating divine appointments ahead of you. Connections that don't require shrinking, just showing up. Purpose partners and not people who feed on confusion. Type I am rising to receive divine companionship 4747. Type I am hold to activate sacred alignment 1212. The next test won't be if you see the truth, it'll be if you stay with it. Will you hold the line when loneliness whispers? Will you remember the reveal when emotions rise again? Michael believes you will. Heaven trusts your yes. And your yes is creating ripples across timelines. Because you're not just healing you. You're healing patterns. What ends with you will not reach those who come after. And that is legacy. That is power. That is obedience. Let them misunderstand your transformation. Let them call it cold, distant, unforgiving. Your evolution is not meant to be explained to everyone. It's meant to be protected by you and honored by heaven. You're no longer available for anything that clouds your clarity. Because what's ahead demands all of you, clear, clean, and called. And Michael will not allow you to be touched by anything less. You are now sealed, guarded, and elevated in truth. Type I am chosen to finalize your frequency shift 5678. Type I am unstoppable to receive the favor anointing 9999. You've walked through fire and didn't lose your light. You stood in the presence of truth and didn't flinch. You watched the people you trusted get exposed, not because you went looking, but because Michael revealed. And now, you are living in the aftermath of divine clarity. This is where the true battle begins, not with others, but within. Because when the lie is gone, the void speaks. But that void is not emptiness, it's a divine invitation. It's the space heaven makes for something real to grow. Real peace. Real alignment. Real purpose. Real love. Michael didn't remove to leave you barren. He cleared space. Now that you see the truth, what will you build with it? Will you chase what left or bless what's coming? Because what's coming is already being prepared. Assignments. Ganevians. Doors that don't require begging. But they can only meet you at the level of your obedience. This season will require spiritual maintenance, not just momentum. What was revealed must now be guarded with intentionality. Not in fear, but in wisdom. In maturity. In sacred rhythm. You cannot invite back what God just extracted. Like a sword did not cut twice where one cut was enough. So when the urge to return creeps in, breathe. Pause. Remind yourself that exposure was a gift, not a punishment. The pain was temporary, but the clarity is eternal. Type I am focused to seal your spiritual atmosphere 3636. Type I am pure to protect your frequency of favor 2323. You've seen the truth, but now you must speak truth daily. Not just to others, but to yourself. Out loud. With fire. Speak it when doubt whispers. Declare it when silence grows. Your voice now has authority because it survived deception. Michael doesn't just protect the obedient, he empowers them. You're not just rising, you're ruling. With truth as your throne. And your words will begin to shift even physical environments. You are a walking confirmation that obedience leads to freedom. The enemy won't try to lie to you directly anymore. He knows you've seen too much, heard too clearly. So now he'll try subtle seduction, familiarity, nostalgia. Be alert. When the what-ifs rise, counter them with what's real. You're not losing memories, you're gaining mission. You're not abandoning people, you're accepting purpose. And if they were meant to go with you, truth wouldn't sever it. Truth only separates what's false from what's forever. Top I am committed to remain rooted in truth 4747. Top I am called to unlock divine momentum 7878. The atmosphere around you has changed permanently. You may notice it in how people speak to you. Less access. You may sense it in how your body reacts. Fewer tolerances. You've been upgraded. Not arrogantly, but spiritually. You can't unsee what's been revealed, and you shouldn't try. This clarity will now act as a compass in every decision. Trust it, even when logic disagrees, even when emotions resist. Because clarity came at a cost, and it's your crown now. Michael is still near, not because you need protection, but because your journey forward will activate legacy. You're no longer fighting for survival. You're building from wholeness. And wholeness attracts heaven's blueprint with ease. The things that felt hard before will now feel natural. That's what happens when energy is no longer leaking. Michael has sealed the breaches. Now it's time to walk boldly. And as you walk, favor will flow without force. I am chosen to finalize heaven's decree 1212. I am rising to enter unstoppable alignment 5678. You stepped into a realm few dare to reach, full awareness. The place beyond denial, where vision sharpens like a sword, where intuition becomes instruction and peace becomes proof. Michael didn't just bring you truth. He brought you identity. This isn't about what was exposed anymore. It's about what was unlocked inside you when the veil tore. You are not simply walking away, you are walking into your original calling, into your divine frequency. What used to feel confusing now feels clearly beneath you. That's not pride. That's alignment recognizing misalignment. You've outgrown environments, energies, and emotional debts. Not because you're better, but because you're clearer. Michael trimmed the branches so your roots could grow deep. And now, your peace is no longer performative. It's planted. You don't have to fake stillness. You are stillness. Even in chaos, you move from center, from presence. The air is different now because you are different. And what's coming next can only attach to who you've become. Don't regress to prove you're still nice. Don't apologize for being clean after God washed you. Michael didn't rescue you so you could crawl back into captivity. He delivered you to be an example, a standard, a mirror. And some will hate that mirror because it reveals their shadows. Let them. That's not your burden anymore. I am standing to root into holy ground 3636. I am refined to burn away all residue 4747. As you rise, people will test your conviction without knowing it. They'll pull at your boundaries, speak familiar scripts. But your silence now carries power. Your no is prophetic. You don't need to yell what heaven already confirmed. Michael fights for those who walk in obedience, not approval. You've already passed the test. Your only task now is to hold position. Hold the clarity. Hold the boundary. Hold the fire. Because fire doesn't retreat once it knows who it is. Watch how even your surroundings begin to respond. Old spaces will feel smaller. Timelines will speed up. What took months to manifest will now take days. Because confusion delays. But clarity accelerates. Michael removed what blocked your flow. Now flow honors you. This is not manifestation. This is divine compensation. For every tear, delay, and false bond, heaven is repay. Not with noise but with ease. I am flowing to activate divine recompense 1212. I am chosen to accept heaven's inheritance 9999. Let this part of your journey be sacred and sealed. Not everyone needs to know what God showed you. Some revelations are too holy for conversation. Hold them close. Let them shape your walk, not your posts. This next chapter is about movement, not announcement. Michael leads quietly but strikes with accuracy. And so will you, from spirit, not performance. From overflow, not proving. From truth, not trauma. The journey to this point was hard for a reason. Because you had to be stripped of false strength. The strength that looked like independence, but hid wounds. Now, your strength is surrendered, rooted, real, and from here forward, nothing built on illusion can touch you. The line is drawn. The guard is posted. The protection is sealed. You are a living altar now, light, clear, immovable. Heaven moves with you. Favor follows you. Destiny knows you. Type I am ready to enter divine continuation 5656. Type I am called to finalize the transformation 5678. The silence you carry now is not emptiness. It is holy. It is the residue of truth settling into your atmosphere. The sacred stillness that follows divine separation. You're not lonely. You're leveled. You're not emptied, you're elevated. What left wasn't loss, it was misalignment. And what remains is the unshakable foundation of destiny. Michael didn't just remove distractions, he refined your core. Now, what approaches you must pass through fire first. You've been entrusted with clarity that others can't handle. Not because they are evil, but because they are unprepared. That's why you must guard this new version of you with reverence. Truth is sacred. And now you are truth's carrier, not just its seeker. You've crossed the threshold from revelation to responsibility. From insight to embodiment. From potential to power. You are no longer trying to remember who you are. You're living as if you've never forgotten. At 9:09 p.m., you weren't just visited, you were activated. Not just informed, but commissioned. This is why the atmosphere hasn't felt the same. Why silence now feels full. Why presence feels powerful. Michael handed you keys: spiritual, energetic, prophetic. And those keys unlock more than peace. They unlock paths. Paths to divine connections. Holy assignments. Protected expansion. And they only open when wielded by someone fully awake. Type I am holding the key to activate hidden doors 3636. Type I'm ready to receive protected access 7878. The people you're about to meet will not drain you. They'll build you. They'll recognize your spirit before you say a word. They'll speak your language because they've walked your fire. This is what divine exposure was preparing you for. The replacement of the false with the divinely familiar. You'll feel safe not because it's quiet, but because it's real. Michael always replaces in alignment, not in a rush. Trust his timing as much as you trusted his sword. You may feel a divine pause before the next door opens. Don't misread it as stagnation. It's sacred stillness. God is not delaying. He's finishing the removal process. He's letting the last remnants of the old timeline fall off. And in that stillness, he's whispering next instructions. They won't come through loud voices, but soft convictions. The kind you feel in your bones, not hear with your ears. The kind only the refined can discern. Type I am listening to unlock the next instruction 1212. Type I am aligned to prepare the next door 4747. This is no longer a journey of becoming. It's a journey of being. You don't need to chase healing. You've been healed. You don't need to seek confirmation. You've already received it. Now it's time to embody what you know without hesitation. Because hesitation delays, and you've already waited long enough. Michael's eyes are on you, not in warning, but in witness. Heaven is watching not if you believe, but how you walk. Because belief must be followed by movement. Every step you take from this moment shifts spiritual geography. You're walking in divine clarity now, and that changes everything. The way you speak, the way you love, the way you discern. This new walk will confuse some, but it will attract alignment. And as it does, let your story speak louder than explanations. Let your energy answer what your words never need to. Michael has carved a new road beneath your feet. Your only job now is to keep walking, unapologetically. Type I am walking forward to seal this holy journey 9999. Type I am chosen to finalize this realm shift 5678. This is the end of the spiritual delay. This is the closing of the cycle. You are no longer circling the same revelations hoping for comfort. You have seen too much, felt too deeply, been pulled too far forward. At 9:09 p.m. on July 4th, heaven didn't just open to reveal what was hidden. It opened to release you into alignment with your original divine assignment. Michael didn't appear to terrify you. He came to clarify you. You are now walking in a spiritual ecosystem that favors truth. There is no need to chase, explain, beg, or prove. Everything that aligns with truth will flow toward you. Everything that depends on confusion will fall away. You were not meant to carry the old version of you any longer. The one that tolerated silence to keep fake peace alive. The one that questioned itself when your spirit already knew. That version has died in the fire of divine revelation. What stands now is your true self, sober, clean, and calm. And while the world may not fully understand your silence, heaven celebrates it. Because silence after clarity isn't avoidance, it's mastery. You've learned to protect your peace without proving your pain. That is growth. That is healing. That is holy maturity. In the days ahead, don't be surprised when things accelerate. When doors open, when people appear, when blessings flow. You are not lucky, you are aligned. Michael has walked before you, cleared paths, blocked attacks, and positioned you where only truth can reach. The 9:09 p.m. moment was not a prophecy. It was a pivot. A shift in spiritual government over your life. The false has been exposed. The truth hath been sealed. And now, heaven is watching what you do with what you know. Do not return to places you had to heal from. Do not revisit conversations that dilute your power. And do not doubt what God made undeniably clear. Your responsibility now is to move forward, with discipline, with honor, with unapologetic trust in divine timing. This journey isn't ending, it's beginning. But now, you walk with light in your hands and fire in your eyes. Michael walks beside you, not as a rescuer anymore, but as a partner in purpose. Your name is known. Your path is blessed. Your future is waiting. Type I am complete to seal this cycle in the spirit. Type I am chosen to enter into divine fullness. Type I am aligned to remain in heaven's flow. This was your moment. You didn't miss it. You answered. You obeyed. You rose. And now you reign.